The Orville New Horizons Recap S0308 Midnight Blue. Disclaimer: this recap of the Orville New Horizons episode, Midnight Blue, has spoilers. Prepare to engage Quantum Drive, and proceed at your peril. Welcome back, Union officers. The Orville's latest installment is another immersive sci-fi spectacle chock full of mesmerizing visuals, a captivating narrative and heart-wrenching performances. Midnight Blue provides a happy conclusion to Hevina's story while bringing Clyden back into the fold. Of course, the Union cutting ties with Moklas is a significant decision that'll affect the Union's defensive posture against an inevitable attack from the Kalen and Krill. The Moclans own this outing. Peter Macon, Rena Owen and Chad L. Coleman deliver compelling, nuanced, vulnerable work, with powerful moments viscerally felt in the body. I dare you to watch the scene with Topa and Clyden and not react to it. Advertising. Ready to delve into Midnight Blue? Let's get to it. Related, the Orville New Horizons Recap S0307 from Unknown Graves. Crushin' on boys. We open with CMDR, Kelly Grayson, Adrian Palicki, and Lieutenant CMDR. Bortus Macon, sharing a few drinks. Bortus laments the absence of Clyden and how difficult it is to parent a child. He discloses that Topa has a crush on a boy, but she refuses to confide in him. Bortus asks Grayson if she'll chat with Topa. Next, Grayson reassures Topa, Amani Pullum, that she has a confidant in the former. Topa reveals her infatuation but doesn't know how to read the often perplexing signals from boys. Been there, done that. Grayson encourages Topa to share her feelings with this boy. The Orville New Horizons Midnight Blue, Season 3, Episode 8 Lieutenant CMDR. Bortus Peter Macon, and CMDR. Kelly Grayson, Adrian Palicki, shown. Photo by Greg Gain, Hulu. We see the boy in question is none other than Lieutenant Gordon Malloy, Scott Grimes, who doesn't seem to pick up on Topa's crush despite the group around him catching on instantly. Malloy reveals that he sees Topa as a little sister, which isn't the answer one wants to hear. Unrequited love. Related, the Orville New Horizons Recap S0306 Twice in a Lifetime. Visiting Hevina. Later, Admiral Halsey, Victor Garber, divulges a private mission to Captain Ed Mercer, Seth MacFarlane, Grayson and Bortus. The Moclans are visiting Hevina's sanctuary to ensure she's abiding by their agreement. Halsey suggests that the Union send a few representatives to Hevina's world to make sure the Moclans aren't being self-righteous holes. He proposes Grayson and Bortus for the task. Then, Topa asks Bortus and Grayson if she can accompany them to Hevina's planet. She's never met a female Moclan before. While Bortus appears apprehensive, Grayson urges Bortus to give his permission, citing that it could be a life-altering journey for Topa. We see Bortus, Grayson, and Topa land on Hevina's planet to a trio of Moclan soldiers led by CMDR. Coden. Coden claims they surveyed the area and found it within the terms of the Union-Moglis agreement. He invites Grayson and Bordas to commence their investigation. However, when he spots Topa, he accuses our crew of smuggling another Moklan female into the sanctuary, which Hfn isn't supposed to do. Related, the Orville, New Horizons Recap, S0305, A Tale of Two Topas. Working 9 to 5 with the Luminites. Next, Topa meets Hfn Owen, who offers to show Topa around her quarters and answer any questions the young Moklan might have. They discuss the inspirational goddess Dolly Parton, the patron saint of female Moklans everywhere. Hfn apologizes for failing Topa regarding the trial on Moglis when Topa was a baby. The Orville, New Horizons, Midnight Blue, Season 3, Episode 8 Topa, a Manipulum, shown. Photo by Greg Gain, Hulu. That evening, Grayson, Bordas and Topa join Hfn and the others for dinner by the light of 2 dazzling moons. We hear a delightful instrumental version of Jolene, "When Can I Move to This Planet?" Topa admires the Luminites alongside Hfn, who reveals that, occasionally, one can spot the rare blue Luminite among the rest. Hfn discloses her dangerous mission to Topa. She's still transporting female infants from Moglis, violating her agreement with the Union and Moglis. Hfn asks Topa to become their point of contact since she resides on a Union vessel. Topa can assist by smuggling babies on the Orville. Topa heartily agrees to this. Related, the Orville, New Horizons Recap, S0304, Gently Falling Rain. Later, Topa sees a blue Luminite and follows it deep into the forest. Suddenly, a Moklan soldier kidnaps her, throwing her onto Coden's shuttle. The shuttle departs in a flurry. A kidnapping. Then, Bordas, Grayson, Hfn and the others embark on a massive hunt for Topa. Grayson finds a necklace Hfn gave Topa. Hfn doesn't divulge the nature of her chat with Topa for fear that her violation will jeopardize her mission. Bordas and Grayson flee and decide to track Coden's shuttle themselves without returning to the Orville. Meanwhile, we see Topa sitting aboard Coden's vessel. She demands to speak with Bordas but Coden refuses, mocking her for her cowardice. Related, the Orville, New Horizons Recap, S0303, Mortality Paradox. Mercer and LTCMDR. Talakiali Jessica Shore chat with Hfn aboard the Orville, who remains tight-lipped regarding Topa's disappearance. Mercer also cannot communicate with Bordas and Grayson, putting him on edge. Once Kiali departs, Mercer asks Hfn to tell him the truth. She reveals her continued mission to save Moklan females and how she enlisted Topa to help. Mercer, irate, chastises Hfn for putting a child in danger. The Orville, New Horizons, Midnight Blue, Season 3, Episode 8 Dolly Parton, shown. Photo by Greg, pulling out the stops. Later, Mercer, Kiali and Hfn talk to Admiral Halsey, who believes their best option is for Hfn to testify before the Union Council. Hfn must admit she violated their agreement and provide irrefutable evidence that CMDR. Coden kidnapped Topa. Unfortunately, Hfn resolutely refuses, citing that Moglis will retaliate against her and destroy the sanctuary. So, Mercer pulls out all the stops to persuade Hfn. He invites her to the simulator, where Nhfn enters a quaint mountain cabin. We see the Dolly Parton make her grand entrance. The Queen of Country. Gobsmacked, Nhfn receives much-needed advice from our sage country goddess regarding her dilemma. This scene makes me so giddy. Related, the Orville, New Horizons Recap, S0302, Shadow Realms. Nhfn tells Mercer she'll testify before the Union Council, so he sets a course for Earth. Meanwhile, one formidable Moklan soldier tortures Topa for information. They believe Nhfn is communicating with a traitor on Moklas, so the torturer demands to know the informant's name. Topa refuses to relent, so the Moklan soldier inflicts his first. However, the Moklan delegates claim innocence, believing Nhfn's violation to be the more significant crime. The Orville, New Horizons, Midnight Blue, Season 3, Episode 8. Nhfn, Reno and shown. Photo by Greg Gain, Hulu. Next, Bortus and Grayson reach the base wherein Topa is captive. Grayson injures her shoulder when attempting to jump across a chasm. Bortus heals her torn ligament, and the pair discuss Grayson's role in the Bortus-Topa family. Bortus thanks Grayson for taking Topa under her wing and insists she's family now. A lingering moment between these two almost made me believe they would kiss. But the show doesn't go there, and the duo continues their trek toward the base. Related, the Orville, New Horizons Season Premiere Recap, S0301, Electric Sheep. Bortus and Grayson breach. Bortus, enraged, beats the ever-loving snot out of the torturer. We love a caring and loving daddy who would throttle next to protect. Later, the Moklan delegates accuse the Union of siding with Nhfn and claim they have no evidence that Coden unearth Halsey, Mercer and the others sit with the Then, our trio narrowly escapes the planet as Coden and his forces tail them. Fortunately, Bortus provides critical insight into hitting the Moklans where it hurts. Unearth Halsey, Mercer and the others sit with the Moklan delegates to reach a compromise. However, Malloy, who observes from the sidelines, gives his 2 cents. He's tired of the Union bowing down to the a-holes at every turn because they might lose their defensive posture against the Kalan. Someone might get court-martialed. Related, catch up on all the sci-fi goodness with the Orville recaps. Later, the Moklan delegates accuse the Union of siding with Nhfn and claim they have no evidence that Coden kidnapped Topa. Suddenly, Bortus, Grayson and Topa enter the council chambers to the collective gasps of those around them. Bortus and Grayson explain Topa's ordeal and that Moklans tortured her. We see every council member save the Moklans stand in support of Topa. It's an emotionally charged and heartwarming moment. The Orville, New Horizons, Midnight Blue, Season 3, Episode 8. CMDR. Kelly Grayson, Adrian Palicki, and Lieutenant CMDR. Bortus, Peter Macon, shown. Photo by Greg Gain, Hulu. A Union expulsion and tearful reunion. Next, Nhfn apologizes profusely to Bortus for putting his daughter in danger and claims she expects zero forgiveness on his part. A fair assumption. Mercer doles out coffee for a shaken Grayson. Admiral Halsey reveals the Union will part ways with Moklas. It's time to sever ties, and the voting was unanimous. Additionally, the Union will recognize Nhfn's planet as a sovereign state and place it under their protection. Related, Star Trek, 8 Trek Pets. Back aboard the Orville, Dr. Claire Finn, Penny Johnson Gerald tends to Topa's wounds and runs some tests. Keali brings an unexpected visitor into the sick bay, Clyden Coleman. Clyden boarded the first transport shuttle he could when he learned. Related, Star Trek, 8 Trek Pets. Back aboard the Orville, Dr. Claire Finn, Penny Johnson Gerald tends to Topa's wounds and runs some. Clyden admits he's proud to have Topa for a daughter. Back aboard the Orville, Dr. Claire Finn, Penny Johnson Gerald tends to Topa's wounds and runs some tests. Keali brings an unexpected visitor into the sick bay, Clyden Coleman. Clyden boarded the first transport shuttle he could when he learned of Topa's kidnapping. Clyden reconnects with Topa and tearfully apologizes for turning his back on her. Clyden admits he's proud to have Topa for a daughter. Topa forgives her papa. My dinner with Kelly. Good grief, this scene has me bawling like a baby. What a powerful, gut-wrenching moment, with a tremendous turn from Coleman. Later, Bordas, Clyden and Topa have dinner in their quarters. Grayson informs them they'll leave Earth's orbit shortly. Bordas and Clyden have renounced their Moklan citizenship, declaring the Orville to be their home now. Clyden thanks Grayson for saving his daughter and invites the commander to have dinner with them. It's such a heartwarming, gratifying gesture. Clyden's changed for the better. Related, Star Trek, Strange New Worlds pays homage to Alien franchise. Midnight Blue is another stellar Orville episode. I'd be remiss if I omitted the effervescent Dolly Parton's guest role. Talk about what? Who knew Dolly would in it? Once again, this outing deftly addressed. Yes, this story. The Orville New Horizons drops new episodes every Thursday on Hulu. Author. Recent posts. Follow me, Melody McCune. Contact melody.mccune@geekgirlauthority.com. What I do, I'm managing.
Oh my God. Oh,